Columbia student protests expand to other campuses. Okay. College free speech is dead. In parentheses, was already dead. U.S. weapons package boulders through House. TikTok ban accompanied. What is this? Yes, chatter. Well, okay, you guys are just spamming shit in the chat now. That's also taking away from my attention span. Okay, suck my dick. TikTok ban. TikTok ban. Lol overruled in the building to do Israel Palestine ban appeals. Walking Dead season 3 later. Get in now, dude. There's so much happening. Columbia protests expand to other campuses. Just get a blast off funny meme in there. What is this new thirst trap unlock, bro? You're sending me some fucking YouTube short that is like completely unrelated. What the fuck are you talking about? What is this, bro? This guy keeps sending me this thirst. He keeps saying like new thirst trap unlock. Watch this. You were on C-SPAN this morning? Yeah. Harvard Yard closed until Friday in anticipation of pro-Palestine protests. Bro, they're shutting down the schools, man. They're shutting down all the goddamn schools. They're like, I mean, it doesn't really matter because like school is out anyway, right? Or school is already supposed to be out regardless. But now they're just like extra out. Every school is just going crazy. Lol, is that because D mentioned him or something? It's exam season, it's final season, and everyone is freaking the fuck out. The schools are freaking the fuck out, at least. Stop sending me the Al-Aqsa night of the Al-Aqsa Mosque as a fucking... Dude, can I just say something? Are you fucking stupid? Like, are you actually fucking stupid? Or are you just LARPing as a stupid person? Everyone is like desperately fucking looking to be like, oh yeah, by the way, so many people have been ruthlessly slaughtered in Gaza, but actually the real issue is the anti-Semitism in American college campuses. And like 38 month subscriber dumb motherfuckers in the chat are like, hey, play this fucking game. Like, come on, bro. But like, think, okay? Think tactically, okay? Think politically. Stop reacting like a fucking animal, okay? Hayvan, read the fucking room, bro. Just play this game, bro. It's like, yeah, dude, let me play that game so I can get fucking anti-Semite of the year again, okay? Let's elevate the fucking... Let's elevate the discourse to like, yeah, anyone who's pro-Palestinian obviously is anti-Semitic. Look at this fucking guy. He's playing the game about killing Jewish people or whatever the fuck. Hayvan ola hayvanlar. All right, anyway. This is so funny. People are mad at XQC for kissing Austin show. Yeah. XQC defended trans rights. I saw this. XQC defended trans rights against Aiden. So now his entire community is just like very mad, I think, and are just like upset that he is pro LGBTQ. And yeah. So that's fun and cool and definitely normal. Yeah. I mean, he's right. He literally is right. Kiss one dude and all of the red pill fake chads go into full crash out mode. I might just kiss more dudes more often. I mean, he's right. It's just like they're losing their fucking minds. Oh my God. Oh, the front door is locked. Oh, my bad. Hold on. 1 second. Down. Kaya, come here. Yeah, I'm streaming already. Kaya, get over here. What do you think is going on here? Place. All right, you do your thing. Don't worry about it. You come over whenever. You don't have to come over right now. I'm doing news anyway. I'm doing news coverage and shit. So it's up to you. All right, I'm closing this. Switch this bit out. Just like Morpheus. Yeah. This is my swag. I have a swagged out outfit for our ban appeals. Like I'm wearing a judge robe. I got one for you too. Don't worry. We're gonna. Oh, you did. You okay? Alex brought something for me. I hope we're diving into some important topics, surely. Yes, dude, shut up. We're doing it now, okay? Here, we fucking blasted off. We blasted off. There's a lot happening today, okay? There's a lot happening in the Hasanabi household, okay? Everybody calm down. What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do, okay? Not deal with everything that's happening? Gamble a few $1 million and no one bats an eye, kiss one guy and everyone loses their minds? Yeah. All right, can we have a little pick-me-up inspiration? Before we get sad about college protest demo, what does it become? No, we're not going to do that right now. Yeah, I saw that there was more drama with the XQC stuff. We'll cover the XQC drama in a little bit. Everyone's like slurring. It's weird how XQC is like now the main villain of them. Yeah, it's because, and it's literally because he's just like, don't be mean to gay and trans people. Like, it's not like he said anything insane. You know what I mean? It's not like he was like, yeah, you know, like he had a very normal, very respectful, very kind take. Okay. That's it. Because, and the reason why I'm framing it as such is not because like, I don't think he did a good job of defending trans rights. Cause I certainly think he did, as you guys will see if you watch my latest video on it. Just uploaded. XQ destroys Aiden Ross on trans issues. He did a phenomenal job defending trans rights. But beyond that, like beyond the fact that he did a phenomenal job defending trans rights, like he also was defending it from the perspective of just like, hey, be kind. You know what I mean? Don't be mean. Who gives a shit? Like, don't be mean to trans people. You don't have to make a bigger deal out of it. It doesn't bother you. It doesn't upset you. You're just like fake mad. And that's it. That is the reason why so many of these fucking Aiden Ross adjacent people are just like losing their goddamn minds. It's not like he didn't say the ultra left wing like armed trans people. Yeah, exactly. He's not like saying over the counter HRT now for everyone that wants it. He's just saying like, why is it? What's it to you? Like, why are you so mad? Calm down. And that was it. That was enough for like everyone to be so mad at him over. Yeah, super normie take. But yeah. Let's move on from this for now. We'll get back to it later because there's a lot of news to cover. Okay. First and foremost, Israel, U.S. Netanyahu vows to reject any U.S. sanctions on the Israeli army, which is crazy because we just found out over the course of this past week according to Intercept reporting, that the United States is currently sitting on a pile of their own internal investigations conducted on the Israeli military and the mass rapes that have occurred and like the atrocities that have occurred that they have just not done anything about. Okay. So obviously once that came out, you know, there's been a little bit more pressure on the American government to do something about it. And it is wild. It is wild that like, and this is before October 7, by the way. This is before October 7. Before October 7. I'm talking, no, not the mass graves. We'll talk about the mass graves in a second. No, what I'm referencing is something totally different, chat. I know Israel does a lot of fucked up shit. So it's weird that you think that like, okay, hold on. Here. I'll show you. The United States government has been sitting on, according to the Intercept, where is it? Let me see if I can find it. According to the Intercept, and maybe chat can, there's mass graves as well. We'll talk about the mass graves in a second. There's mass graves that they're finding now around all of the hospitals, which we of course will cover and talk about. Okay? But beyond that, the Intercept last week covered something very important about Israel-Palestine. A couple different breaking news occurred. A couple different instances where the Intercept actually leaked some pretty phenomenal stuff. One of them was that Anthony Blinken, it was ProPublica. It wasn't Intercept. That's why I couldn't fucking find it. No, Intercept wrote about it as well. Blinken is sitting on staff recommendations to sanction Israeli military units linked to killings or rapes. You're right. It was ProPublica. So here's what happened. A special State Department panel told Secretary of State Anthony Blinken that the U.S. should restrict arms sales to Israeli military units that have been credibly accused of human rights abuses. He has not taken any action. This wasn't post October 7, chat. Some of these reports are from before October 7th. Just understand
This
something.
week, ProPublica broke the news that Secretary of State Antony Blinken has been sitting on recommendations from his own experts since December that some Israeli military units should stop receiving U.S. aid because of the alleged human rights abuses they've committed. Brett Murphy is the reporter who broke the story.
Is ProPublica trustworthy? ProPublica is literally the best investigative reporting outlet on the planet, dude. What do you mean is it trustworthy? ProPublica is the final bastion of investigative reporting. Oh my God. It's not even like Democracy Now! I love Democracy Now! That's kind of ironically why I call them ProPublica, because that's what my girl Amy Goodman calls them. So that's why I say ProPublica as well, because she's my goat and she knows everything better than I do. She does everything better than I do. No, ProPublica is across the board probably the most valid outlet, the most consistent, the most important outlet for investigative reporting. That's crazy that there are people in this community that don't know. Oh my Lord. Yeah, they are like a mainstream operation. They are, I would say, more mainstream than Democracy Now! Is, certainly. These are the guys that Democracy Now! Utilizes when they are doing coverage. Anyway, so yeah, they're huge. They're massive. They're very important. I would say they are kind of like Associated Press or Reuters if Associated Press and Reuters actually did contentious investigative reporting.
For ProPublica. Brett, can you tell me what kinds of abuses these Israeli units are accused of committing?
So we don't know exactly which units ultimately went up to Secretary Blinken, but we know that the Leahy Forum was reviewing allegations of extrajudicial killings. So these are cases in which somebody might have been unarmed or not posing a threat, but they were still killed by security forces. There were allegations of people who have been raped in the custody of security officials. There was one case of a 15-year-old who was accused of throwing rocks and Molotov cocktails. He was arrested, jailed, and he said that he had been beaten, tortured, and raped while in custody. These were mostly cases that were in the West Bank.
And The Guardian previously reported that the State Department was reviewing several of the incidents, but had not imposed sanctions because the U.S. treats Israel with unusual deference other countries are not afforded. So how does that work in practice?
So you guys understand that, like, the instances that they are reporting predate October 7. Like, the violations are even before October 7, but as we understand, the investigations go all the way back to December, but like a lot of the violations are even way before then. Okay? This is the exact same lack of interest in taking action against the Israeli government for very obvious war crimes that they are regularly committing before October 7, after October 7, all the goddamn time, with America's go-ahead, with America's permission, with America's very clear interest in never giving them an ounce of retribution or accountability, and also taking it one step further, directly hiding the truth. This is precisely the reason why, if you remember on Christian Amanpour's broadcast, there was a State Department official that brought up one of these war crimes, rapes being committed, sexual assaults being committed in the West Bank to the Palestinians that were under military rule, under military detainment, unjustifiably, which the Israeli government reacted to by declaring the Adamir, the Palestinian prisoner human rights organization, a terror cell and seizing their computers. When we find out here in the United States of America that there are clear-cut cases, clear-cut war crimes happening in Israel that Israel is doing, we literally either sit on it, we investigate it, we find it out, and we hide the truth.
So most other countries, there is no special forum that meets quarterly to review individual allegations. The case of Israel is very unique because what happens is this forum meets, They discuss the allegations. They send what's called a request for information to the Israeli government, and they have something like 90 days to provide the forum with more information. Then they have to talk about it, and if they agree, the forum agrees that it should be elevated up, goes to another layer. That's when the diplomats and the bureau chiefs give sign off, and then it has to get elevated above that layer, usually to the deputy secretary or the secretary himself for final approval. Those are all steps that most other countries don't have to go through during a Leahy vetting process.
For more on this breaking story,
Someone in the chat said, wait, was Israel doing what they claimed Hamas was doing? Brother, there is no better way to understand exactly what Israel does to the Palestinian population than hearing what they have to say about what Hamas is doing to them. Okay? It's perfect projection, like literally directly mirrored. Okay? Across the board. Yeah. Israeli interrogator sexually assaults Palestinian child detainee. That was February 10, 2021. So anyway, why did I start off with this? Well, perhaps this article and the pressure that it's building is part of the reason why there's, I guess, like some conversations happening in the State Department about potentially sanctioning certain military units. Media only report bad things about Israel. Bro, Israel only does bad things. And also, secondly, top of the hour. Oh, fuck you. God damn it. I take one fucking day off. And immediately I'm cooked on my first top of the hour ad break debate. Literally the first one of the day, bro. And it's a lazy one too. And it was in a way, actually, you know what? It was creative. Why was it creative? Do you know? Because he wrote it in a way, in the exact same way that like an Israeli ultra Zionist chatter would write it. That's why I clicked on it, because he wrote it in the simplest ways possible. He basically said media only report when Israel bad or something, which is exactly what like ultra Zionist Israelis write in the chat all the fucking time. It was very, very convincing. Thank you, 34 MKD 50 with the 50 big ones. God damn it. It was no nonsense, all killer, no filler. I have to hand it to him. Absolutely. Absolutely, I'm handing it to him. You should hand yourself a gifted subscription for others or for yourself by subscribing for $5 or for free with a Twitch Prime, by connecting your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account if you no longer want to see those ads at the top of the fucking hour. Here's the 3-minute ad break now. Elent News says, Reuters, U.S. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken on Monday said that the United States is looking into allegations of human rights abuses by Israel in its operations against Hamas in Gaza. Israel hypocritically describes this the way capitalists describe socialism? Yes. Anytime you ask a capitalist what's wrong with capitalism, they always point out capitalist things and then say it's socialism. It's the same exact fucking hypocrisy that is trapped within the reactionary mindset. When you ask Israelis like what Hamas is doing, it's just everything Israel has done to the Palestinians all the time in perpetuity. And it's good actually when Israel does it.
Benjamin Netanyahu has vowed to reject any sanctions on Israel's military after reports that the US plans to cut aid to one unit.
Bro, it's time to cut the fucking teat. Why the fuck is the American government talking about like billions of dollars going to Israel today, which is slated to pass in the Senate as well, okay? When at the same time, one fucking unit, dude, one unit, and Benjamin Netanyahu was like, no, actually no. Dude, there has never been a better time to be an anti-Semitic conspiracy theorist. Like, obviously, we know what the real reason is. It's like America's interest in the region, obviously, is the most important part of this. And also, like, the personal ultra-Zionist sensibilities of the likes of Joe Brandon and whatnot in an election year. But, like, there's never been a better time to be a fucking anti-Semitic conspiracy theorist because you're like, look, see? Benjamin Netanyahu is just controlling the American government. It's fucking ridiculous. It's fucking ridiculous, dude. Like, what do you mean you're refusing sanctions? Oh God, the amount, the level of cucked we are as the American government to whatever the fuck, not just Israel wants, but just whatever the fuck Benjamin Netanyahu personally wants is so crazy. He is very close in both attitude and the way he operates, and also with his like obvious corruption and being a fucking far-right dipshit, to Donald Trump. He gets to extend his political career and therefore avoid prison. And he gets to do it in broad fucking daylight using the American government as his cum rag. Okay? Unimaginable stuff. Unimaginable stuff that he could just literally be like, guess what, dude? I do whatever the fuck I want, and you have to do it. You have to follow through. We need more political courage. This is incredible. Someone needs to put a fucking end to this shit. Okay? It's ridiculous. Because it's not just like, this isn't even just about like, this isn't even about like Israel's right to defend itself or anything. I mean, it obviously never was, but you can't even make that argument any longer. It's just Benjamin Netanyahu using the apartheid regime and his genocidal ambition as his own mechanism for avoiding like any kind of criminal liability whatsoever. It blows my fucking mind. Aid to Israel has heavy bipartisan support. No aid for Israel equals massive bubble. No, there's definitely a lot of support to give aid to Israel because, and even if there wasn't, it wouldn't matter because there's always bipartisanship that can be found when we talk about weapons contracts anyway. I'm just saying, it's like fucking ridiculous that this is even a thing.
Amid ongoing violence in the occupied West Bank, the US has vowed to respond to apparent human rights violations against Palestinians. 15 children are among the dead after an Israeli airstrike on the city of Rafah in southern Gaza on Sunday, where more than 1 million displaced Palestinians are sheltering. The health ministry in Gaza, which is run by Hamas, says more than 30,000 people have died since the start of the war in October. As Fergal Keane now reports, while the world worried about a wider war between Israel and Iran, in Gaza, the suffering continued.
The eyes of the world were on a bigger drama, played out in the skies above Israel. But in Gaza, nothing changed.
There's a TOS here, I think.
This was Rafah today after 15 children from the Abed al-Al family were killed in an airstrike.
Show me one man among them. They're all children and women. As you can see, my identity is completely erased with the deaths of my wife and children.
A pregnant woman, Sabrin al-Sakin, was among the dead. Her baby daughter was saved in an emergency operation. A child born to a mother she will never know. There is the story of everyday death, and the story of what follows for the families caught in the shadows of death. Nawara al-Najjar's husband...
How can anyone see this and think Israel's in the right? Well, that's the trick. Nobody fucking sees this, okay? Only, like, you guys see this here at this broadcast. Kids on TikTok see it every now and then. Nobody over the age of 35 ever sees this. This is like special coverage from the BBC every now and then. Some Americans do see it accidentally. They don't see it with the same frequency that you see it. The narrative is completely the narrative is completely captured, and it capitulates to Israel's most bloodthirsty demands overall. I mean, I'll take I guess the narrative dubs wherever I can. But right now, the much more pressing issue in the minds of Americans, in the minds of the Western world, but certainly in the minds of Americans, is what the fuck's going on at Columbia University. Now, that's actually somewhat of a good thing as well, because the Columbia students are doing the right thing, protesting against this exact same thing. They see it, and they say enough is enough, and they demand divestment, right? So at least there is that. That is like one aspect of this that's objectively good. The problem, however, is that the conversation will shift over to a random fucking sign at a protest or agent provocateurs that go in there and say some anti-Semitic shit, and not the overarching need for why that protest exists to begin with, why there is a protest to begin with. And then we will have the back and forth over and over again. It's not the 15 children that were killed in one singular Israeli airstrike in Gaza. It's actually people feeling unsafe in the streets of New York. What a laughable state of affairs. And it is always the exact same meta. And they run it over and over and over and over again. They use it and abuse it and exhaust it. Meanwhile, power players like Benjamin Netanyahu turn around and say, yeah, suck my dick with these sanctions. I don't give a fuck. And yes, the absolute worst professor of all time, this dumb fuck, Shai Davide, we're going to be talking about that fucking piece of shit, okay? I can't wait. I can't wait to rip him a new asshole, okay? No, not today. How? Not today. Okay. What's up? What are you doing? You want to come over right now? I mean, if you want, I'm talking about Israel Palestine. You can hop in if you want. What, oh, bro? How are you so brilliant? And no. Pull those two little nubs. Yep, there you go. That's literally a child lock, bro. That's crazy to me. All right, Alex Loloverruled in the building, everybody. Happy Passover, by the way. That's a sick ass jacket. Here you go. Here. It's from the same guy that you got me my jacket from, right? Or no?
No, it's just somebody else.
Oh, damn, dude. You are dripped out the fucking wazoo.
Yes. Thank you.
Alex Loloverruled is in the building, ladies and gentlemen. He is officially here after crying about how much he was imposing on me for like
What are you talking about?
a month.
Those are private conversations.
I blasted your ass very publicly on this chat. You're like,
About
am I
what?
imposing? I don't know.
I'm trying not to be rude, actually.
Oh,
You know,
I'm
there's
being
a
rude. I'm like, you shut up, bitch. You can
there's a
stay here for
very
as long as you want.
thin line between guest and pest.
Okay, well, I also exposed you for actually taking showers because you're a fucking fake anarchist.
I'm unemployed.
That actually, you know what? That is true. That is like some real anarchist shit.
It's
What'd
beginning.
you get me? What happened here?
Okay, wait. I brought you some stuff.
Okay, so Alex brought me some gifts. We will return to my angry rant about Benjamin Netanyahu in a second.
All right, this is fire. You're gonna fucking love this.
Okay.
Oh my God, you ready?
All right. Ne öyle mi? Someone locked me in? Oh, that's great. Some fucking asshole parked behind me.
Don't look.
Okay, I'm not looking. Okay, can I look now?
All right, check this out.
This. Okay. Oh, no way! The Lithuania shirt?
1992.
1992? That's crazy. Yo, this is sick as hell. Thank you. You always get me the best shit.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, goddamn. I get you nothing.
You literally don't get me anything.
Yeah, I don't get you shit. Yeah, I only open my house to you for as long as you want. You know.
You're rich.
Oh God, there we go. Oh fuck. Okay, what else did you? What?
I also brought you a book of poems by Muhammad
Fucking
El-Kurd.
book, dude. Here we go. Oh, from Muhammad El-Kurd.
Yeah,
Why is this one?
I like that poem the best. You want to read it? It's really sad though.
No, I don't want to read it right now.
Okay.
Also, Muhammad, You haven't come on the fucking stream yet. What the hell's that about?
I love those. It's great. They're beautiful.
I hit him up all the time, and he curves me. He's probably got
makes
bigger
sense.
stuff to deal with.
It's because you're problematic.
Yeah.
I don't know why this is in here too.
This
Here.
guy said Muhammad Al Kurd is a terrorist. Yeah, dude, I know. Look at the terrorism. Look at the it's just, you're right. I do hate reading books. I think it's terrorism to try to get me to read a book. So I agree with you, Chatter. Yeah, he's writing terror poems.
Here, do you like this hat? I accidentally packed this.
What the fuck is bro, you do not wear this unironically.
It's not gonna fit on your big head.
Thank you for saying my head is big. What the fuck is this, bro? Have you worn this hat before?
No.
Why is this hat?
I don't know.
Why do you
I think
have this
I
hat?
accidentally packed it.
Why do you have this hat?
I think I bought it for a costume and then I never wore it.
Oh, is this for like one of your little Vegas trips?
Don't talk about that.
For you and the boys when you guys go and you dress up a certain way and then you try to figure out who out of the homies is not going to be able to get into the restaurant?
Yeah, I know you watch all my things.
I do
You're
watch
a
your
fan.
TikToks. Yeah.
You're a fan. That's crazy. It's so annoying to meet fans in real life.
All right. Well, thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Wait,
you
there's
have that.
more?
What? No.
Oh, okay.
Please
Good.
give me a break.
Okay,
I'm
no, I don't.
unemployed, bro.
I don't.
What are you
Dude,
talking
I
about?
didn't even expect anything.
You said, oh, there's more gifts.
I didn't.
No.
I was not expecting anything. God damn it. Okay, shit. My bad, bro. Chill. Fuck. Okay. Well, I didn't get you shit. So
No, I know you've never.
yeah.
I asked you to buy me a car. Remember?
Did
I
you?
sent you. Yeah, I said, hey,
No,
can
you
you buy me
didn't.
this car?
Oh
I
wait,
did.
you might
It was,
have.
that,
Was it a K truck or something?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Nah, dude. You fucking walk. Okay. You're unemployed ass. Dude, I'm Sigma Grindset. I'm trying to get you to like work hard so you can fucking not be unemployed and broke.
I like being unemployed. I've been writing.
Oh, so gay.
Yeah,
okay.
He's a homophobe.
Yeah, obviously. And anti-Semitic. Did you know? Oh my God. I won Anti-Semite of the Week from stopantisemitism.org
Hell yeah.
last week.
Congrats.
Yeah. Alex will remember that. Yeah, we've been playing a lot of, do you know The Walking Dead? Like not the TV show,
Yeah.
but the Telltale game?
Sure. I saw.
Yeah, we've been playing a lot of that. So people keep memeing on that. Support your unemployed homies on a Monday. Yeah, exactly. I'm supporting him by tricking him out. I literally told him like, I'm going to use and abuse him.
Gross.
I told
What does
Jank
that
that Ole Emmy's going to be in my house. And he was like, did this. Jank
They're not friendly.
no, they have they don't like one another, which I think is pretty funny. Anyway,
It's your uncle.
yeah,
I got
well,
some
I love him.
people-
He's my uncle.
If you want.
Oh, you got people
from
on the ground
Colombia.
that from Colombia?
Yeah. Yes.
Wait, let me see this real quick. Okay. How long do you want to talk to them? They'll be ready in 30. Oh, we got approval. We're going to have logistics. They're not on Discord. They'll be ready in 30. How long do you want to talk to them? For like 30 minutes is good. 20 to 30 minutes. We're going to be talking to the Columbia students that are on the ground and getting murked by the NYPD right now. Bro, I go to Columbia. It's a shit show. Yeah. You are a Columbia alumni.
I am. Yeah.
How do you feel about that? So is Jank.
I know. It's crazy.
From the
no-
same school.
no-
Wait, you
no
went to
credibility.
Columbia Law, right?
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, so did Jank.
Yeah. No credibility at that institution.
Yeah, there's just like all the worst. All the worst of the worst.
And Andrew Wang too.
Andrew Yang, you mean?
Yang. Oh my God, I'm fucked. Oh no.
Do you see how racist this guy is?
No. Oh no.
Bro, have you been watching The Sympathizer?
Fuck.
Have you been watching The Sympathizer at all or no? HBO show about Vietnamese communists?
I started.
Is that
watching it
Lolo? I
last
contacted him too.
night. I felt. Oh yeah.
Wait,
This
what
is
the
same
fuck? Are you
person.
wait, are
I
you
was
a
trying
part
to help out.
are you a part of the CU apartheid divest group? Is that
No, they were reaching out to me.
why would they what? That's so funny. I want to talk to a Columbia student that's on campus that is like either been arrested or is about to get arrested from the ground.
Yeah, I mean, I have.
Not like Lolo, he's here.
I didn't say me.
Yeah.
Also, do you
Lolo
know-
about to set an encampment at Hasanabi University. Yeah, exactly. He's already squatting in here. He's already started.
Squatters' rights, baby.
Anyway,
I'm gonna be here for 90 days minimum.
yeah, that's how it works. Oh shit. You and I should do a deep dive into squatting and like the legalese behind it and like how it's being like abused by the right wing right now, because that's like a big meta. I can't stop playing with this shit.
Didn't you blow
I
up
blew
one of
up.
those on
Yeah,
your
I blew
face?
one of them up. Are we going back to the news? Yes, chatter. Shut
Sorry,
the fuck
sorry,
up. This
sorry.
is news. Like, what do you mean?
Sorry, chat. My bad. I derailed it. It's my fault.
Yeah, this is selfish, dude. Okay.
Wait, I know Talia though. Talia would come on.
Yeah, potentially. Hold on. Let's talk about before we get to the anti-Semitic protest. Talia is on site right now. Yeah, okay, we should link up with Talia. But before we talk about the anti-Semitic protests on campus, let me finish my coverage on Netanyahu vowing to reject any U.S. sanctions on the Israeli army after obviously ProPublica reporting that came out specifically on how Anthony Blinken was sitting on the board of the state, like a group within the State Department that was investigating Israel's military war crimes that date all the way back to 2021 and whatnot, raping Palestinian children in prisons and things of that nature. And that report came out. And then also on top of that, because of Israel's genocidal actions on the Gaza Strip and how glaringly fucking obvious those genocidal actions are, the American government made a brief note that they might sanction one Israeli military unit. And Netanyahu said, no, you're not. I actually will reject it. And it's like, I don't know. Like Netanyahu could literally whip his cock out and fucking slam it on the table in the White House, and Brandon would be like, "I'll suck it, please. Like, let me
Why you
go."
gotta go there?
What? Because it's so fucking frustrating how cucked we are.
That's your first thought.
It's just
with
we're
it.
so, yeah, LBJ style. I'm saying.
Oh, the treatment, the Johnson treatment.
The LBJ treatment, but this time it's fucking Netanyahu. I will never forgive the state of Israel nor the United States of America for allowing a dude from Philadelphia to run the country.
He is
okay,
from Philly.
That's like that was just a permanent L. It's obviously not as big as an L as like having an apartheid state and doing genocide, but it's still pretty fucking bad. You know, what were you expecting? Anyway, let's continue.
Abdul Rahman was one of more than 70 civilians killed in an Israeli raid to rescue hostages in February. These were the couple's children.
This Lolo guy's kind of fucked up. He made me become a public defender. Then he immediately quit after, shaking my head.
I'm just taking a break. I did it for 4 years, guys. Give me a fucking break.
He's lame, bro. I know.
needed a break. I was gonna, people are
Chat,
so.
he's not a real one. He's not a real
People
one.
are so unfair.
Chat,
I was
he's not a real one, chat.
having
We know
mental
already.
problems,
Yeah. Oh,
beyond my
okay.
normal mental
Okay.
problems. I just needed a
Nah,
little break. I might
know.
go into housing.
Oh, really? You're gonna do how?
Defending landlords.
They need it.
Yeah,
I did the
guys, mom and pop landlords.
I did the Graham Stevens podcast. Do you know who that is? He's like a landlord YouTuber.
Oh hell yeah!
And I did his like iced coffee hour, and they brought up like the squatting stuff so much that I was like, I guess I gotta look into this. I didn't even realize it was like a big meta in the right, but it is right now.
that
Everyone's
sounds-
like,
that sounds right to me.
everyone is using.
Could you imagine giving people like housing rights, like who need stability and have a roof over their head?
Yeah.
It's horrible.
You know what's really funny though? There's people working outside. You saw them probably. I was talking to them this morning, and I was like, "What's up? Are we finally getting fucking fiber in this goddamn bitch or what?" And he's like, "Fiber." He laughed, and he's like, "No, it's for the construction that's happening over there." And then he said, "They're probably building a homeless shelter," and I was like, "Oh, that's awesome." And they were shocked.
He didn't like that.
No, he did not. The dude.
Chat, that's called false consciousness.
The dude that was working for fucking LADWP was like anti-homeless, and he thought like he found, because he's probably looking at my fucking house, and he's like, "Oh yeah, this rich asshole fucking hates the homeless dude." And I was like, "No, that's awesome. What do you want him to fucking be out the street? Like, great."
Yeah, he thought that.
I don't even think it's I don't even think it's a homeless shelter that they're building. I wish it was. That'd be sick, but
Stable housing. Let's go.
Yeah,
No, but housing. I might do housing stuff.
that's good.
Tenant rights. They have right to counsel in New York. It's great. It's good law. Although they wrote in a sunset provision, which is going to have to be dealt with, which is crazy that they put that in the law for the right to counsel for tenants. It's
there's
insane.
a sunset
Oh yeah,
provision.
it's in there.
That's so
It's crazy.
Dude, we are such dude. The people that control the levers of power in this country are so unimaginably awful.
Yeah,
It's
they're
like
real evil.
It's like, yeah, we'll give you a right to counsel, but for a little bit. Okay. Oh, you like that? You like that? We'll take it away. I mean, it's just so fucked up. It's just cruel. That's what it is. All right. Anyway, let's finish this
The
and then we'll
aftermath of
move
their
on.
father's
We
death.
can't talk about housing right now. Because I will always talk about it.
We went back to see Nawara, now 8 months pregnant with her dead husband's child, and in grief, awaiting the arrival of a new life.
يعني يقول لي انت من بعد حتضيعي حتنكسري فعلا انا ضعت وانكسرت.
Remember when Biden put in the expanded child tax credit and bragged about how it lowered child poverty and then let it expire, which forced child poverty up 40% in 1 year? Yeah, that was fucking awesome. What do you mean? Why are you posting Brandon's dubs in here, dude? Those children need to get back to fucking work, big dog. Okay?
Nawara's words,
Just like the children in
elegy
Gaza.
of a wife
Whoa,
and
watch
mother
out. There might
for
be an
all
address on
that's
it.
been lost.
Yeah. Fucking doxing me.
In
Literally
central
moments
Gaza,
after
Israeli
he
forces
showed
hunt
up.
Hamas. They're still launching attacks from tunnels and buildings. And as the war rages on, sickness and hunger haunt.
See, I don't see a single child over here making crypto moves. Okay, where's the Discord servers? Where's the crypto money moves? They're all over here waiting for a handout. That's what
These
Israel's
children
doing.
in central Gaza are queuing for food.
Okay, I should stop
to
making
try and
jokes
feed
though. This
entire
is
families.
well, I'm trying because, like, dude, I'm so. It makes me so mind-numbingly mad. I cover this every single fucking day, every single day, for the past 7 months, every single day, and it's like, it makes me so unimaginably angry. Obviously, it should make anyone unimaginably angry. So I don't know what else to say, especially because, like, this is literally, this coverage is happening and it's packaged with Benjamin Netanyahu saying he's going to refuse sanctions. And I don't know, and it's also happening as America, the American Congress, is like immediately passing a massive weapons package to Israel, like a ginormous weapons package, congressionally approved weapons package. And it just, I don't know how we fucking fix this. Okay. I don't know how we fix this issue at all. I don't know what we do. I don't know what like.
I think the students are showing you what you do.
Well, that
right now,
for
you know?
sure. But it's just like, anyway.
That's good shit though. That
That
they're
is
doing.
great.
You know
That
what I
is-
mean?
that-
Like,
yeah.
I mean, I know we're gonna talk to them later, but
Yeah, we're going to talk to them in a little
Many are
bit.
weak, listless. The UN says less than half the amount of food needed is reaching the population.
We have been coming here for 6 months and we are completely dependent on the food charity. We come here to take food to eat and feed the other children.
In the north, where the threat of famine is most acute, Amjad Khanua, age 3, suffers from kidney disease, exacerbated by malnutrition. His 6-year-old brother Ahmad provides comfort for the youngster.
اتكلم معه دايما اخوه يقول لي ماما ليش انا جدك بارش ليش من زي اخوه ليش بارش ليش ما بمشيش.
Suad has more than one sick child. Her older boy has suspected cancer and in war-ravaged Gaza can't get the proper treatment. Such are the days and lives of Gaza after 6 months of war. Fergal Keane, BBC News, Jerusalem.
Meanwhile, health and emergency workers in the second biggest city in the Gaza Strip say they've uncovered nearly 200 bodies buried in the courtyard of a hospital. Al Nasser in Khan Yunis had been at the center of an Israeli military operation until 2 weeks ago. The World Health Organization has previously said bodies were buried within hospitals under Israeli siege, but Palestinians have accused Israel.
Yeah, it is wild to like explain that there are reports of almost 200 bodies buried in a hospital courtyard, mass graves, while you still simultaneously have to call it a war, Israel's war on Hamas. Or if you're at least a little bit more woke, I guess, Israel's war on Gaza. And it's like, bro, that's not a war, man. That's an ethnic cleansing campaign. And the way that you're covering it and the way that you have covered it for the past 7 months is going to, I hope, if you have a conscience, come back and haunt you. It should. Okay? It should haunt you forever, for the rest of your life. If there was any fucking karmic justice, you would carry the weight of all of these deaths, no matter where you go, in perpetuity. It should haunt you forever.
Israeli forces of killing some of the victims. The Israeli military said it was checking the reports. Israel accuses Hamas of using medical facilities as command centers. Well, for more on this story, let's speak to our Middle East correspondent, Yolande Nell. Yolande, first of all, what can you tell us about these reports that the US could put sanctions on one Israeli battalion called Netzah Yehuda?
Just one.
Yeah, so this has not been officially announced by the US yet, but just the reports alone have got alarm bells ringing for Israeli leaders. And we've had them coming out saying that this is not fair in a time of war. The Israeli military insisting that this particular unit, a combat unit that's historically mostly operated in the occupied West Bank, acts in accordance with international law. And you have the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu saying that he would act with all his strength to try to stop this from happening. But really what is involved, as far as we understand, is that the US would prevent this particular unit, if plans go ahead, from benefiting from US military assistance, which of course amounts to...
It's one unit, guys. Every fucking time America says like they're going to do something against Israel, it's literally like, yeah, we're going to sanction and seize the bank accounts, or like sanction 6 American Israeli nationals in the West Bank that have like been doing horrifying pogroms, right? And then Israel will be like, no, you're not. And then America will be like, my bad, actually. And then quietly remove even those sanctions. It's like, it's literally, it's nothing. Like even any kind of punishment, any kind of reprimanding that goes in the direction of Israel is a gentle tap on the fucking wrist. Okay. And even then Israel's like, nah, that's not how this works. That's not how this is going to work, big dog.
But also, why would it be any different? Like what's happened to make them act any differently in terms, like they're about to pass the $26 billion, aid package.
Yeah.
So they're like, being told everything is fine. It's okay. You can do this.
Yeah. That's the problem is that we have allowed our attack dog in the region to go crazy over and over and over again without reining them in. Why should they learn a different lesson? That's it. We don't teach them a different lesson. We just keep giving them more weapons to do the genocide with, while simultaneously being like, I'm a little upset about the situation. And Americans across the board are just like so oblivious to it, except for the youth. And what is happening to the youth as a consequence of their acknowledgement of Israel's ethnic cleansing? Well, they're getting arrested. It's great. It's wonderful, which is the next topic that we're going to talk about once I'm done with this video.
Billions of dollars given every year to Israel. Now, there is existing US legislation that stops foreign military units which are found to have committed human rights violations from receiving US military aid. And there's been a review that's been carried out, and that the US Secretary of State Antony Blinken has been looking at the results in the past few days to see how military units in Israel comply. Now, this particular unit that we know of, it's come up a lot in the news in the past. It's a unit that is made up mostly of ultra-Orthodox Jewish men, and it was originally designed to bring more religious men into the army, because many of them are don't have to, because of there have been exemptions that have been in the past for religious men serving in the Israeli military. So it has tended, as I said, to work in the occupied West Bank. One of the big cases that was really highlighted a couple of years ago was when it was involved in setting up a military checkpoint not far from Ramallah. There was a Palestinian American man close to 80 who was detained. He was bound and gagged and found dead by people from his village later. And there was a big investigation into what exactly had happened here, with the US really pushing for that because of his US citizenship. In the end, the Israeli military did not find grounds for a criminal investigation. There were some officers who were reprimanded, but there's continued to be pressure around that case that has come up in Washington.
And Yolande, just briefly looking at the situation in Gaza and those reports of bodies being found around the Nasser hospital, what is the reaction to those developments?
It's always the same. It's always literally the same. Okay? It never changes. It's always the fucking same. Oh, we investigated ourselves. We found no wrongdoing. And then America goes, oh, yeah, there's no need for a criminal investigation. They got this. Maybe they'll punish one fucking guy, one like 18-year-old brigadier general or whatever the fuck, and then they'll move on.
Give him desk duty.
Dude, I don't understand why Israel thinks that these kinds of actions are not being seen, being broadly viewed by the rest of the world as unconscionable. I do not understand how anyone can still tie Israel's incredibly gross, violent, genocidal actions to the religion of Judaism. I don't understand how you can keep doing that. It doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. The fact that this is still ongoing and they're still doing propaganda like it's, I don't know, like it's 2008, you know, and everything is all right, and Israel's the most powerful, most moral army, and that, yeah, Israel actually is doing this for Judaism, and it defends all Jews across the world unconditionally, while simultaneously every single action being portrayed from that lens is creating genuine anti-Semitism. It is making the world less safe for Jewish people. It's making Jews in Israel less safe across the board, and is making Jews all around the world less safe. Israel's actions are unironically so harmful, so fucking harmful. But there's nothing I can say that will change that reality. No one who's been conditioned into thinking that, like, no, Israel's doing the right thing here for decades, and especially even now, it's just a continuation of the right things that they were doing, is ever going to see what I have to say and go, you know what, maybe there's some truth to this. Like, we got to change some stuff. It sucks.
So, I mean, really what's happened in the past few weeks since Israeli forces pulled out of Khan Yunis, this big city in the south of the Gaza Strip, people have been going back trying to find about 2,000 people who are thought to be missing, mostly under the rubble. And they have been searching particularly in the grounds of the Nasser hospital, the main hospital there. We have heard of about 50 or so bodies being found in the past day or so in an open grave there. There have been some delays in excavating the grounds because of the lack of heavy machinery. And this adds to further numbers that have been found there previously. There are now close to 200 bodies that have been found. Of course, identification is proving very difficult, and we're hearing from local people that there were elderly and also children among those who were found dead, as well as many young men. The Israeli military said that it acted in a precise and limited operation when it went into the Nasser hospital, said that it was acting against Palestinian gunmen that were using the site, that there were people based there that the patients, the doctors, the displaced people were being used as a human shield. There were efforts to evacuate people from that site at the time. We're not clear if these are people, if they're bodies that were covered from the hospital itself and then buried in this grave, or if they also come from the surrounding area.
Thank you
The Israeli
very
military,
much.
as you said, it's looking into these reports.
Thank
they're
you very
looking
much.
into it, dude. They're
Yolande.
looking
That's
into
the
it.
BBC's Yolande Nell in Jerusalem there.
We're going to turn out of the middle.
I thought
Okay.
Israel didn't bomb hospitals, though.
Yeah, no, Israel would never bomb a hospital. Remember El Ahli,
Right.
a hospital that they had like literally bombed 2 days prior to the courtyard explosion? That definitely could not have been Israel. I mean, come on, guys. Remember how much we talked about that back then?
Yeah, for a
I felt
whole
like I was
week.
fucking losing my goddamn mind. I was like, anyone who's any experience with the way Israel conducts its affairs in the Gaza Strip or just across the board, I feel like if you weren't paying attention to this, maybe before like October 7, you could arrive at the conclusion that like maybe this was an explosion, and who knows, like, oh, why are you so quick to point the finger of blame at Israel, even though they fucking lied and said that they weren't doing airstrikes on that location at the time? Anyone who had any knowledge of what Israel does was looking at it and going, are you fucking serious? Even if this was a Palestinian Islamic Jihad rocket that exploded on the courtyard, even if that was the case, okay, which I'm not saying it was still to this fucking day, even if that was the case, the argument is so silly. It's like, no, only Israel gets to kill Palestinians unconditionally and blow up hospitals. Like what's the argument there? Like that all of Israel's explosions and strikes directly and sieges on hospitals are totally valid? It's actually the Palestinian Islamic Jihad that is killing Palestinians mercilessly. Is that what it is? Is that what the argument is? When Israel does it, it's good. It's only bad when it's not Israel. It's just so stupid. Such an idiotic fucking assessment.
It was just an example. I mean, I think it was just an example of how they move the goalposts and sort of change the narrative constantly. Like that was very close to October 7th.
Yeah.
And there was like a lot of scrutiny in that moment on everything that was happening there. And so I think they wanted to muddle the conversation. And obviously it changed from the IDF would never bomb a hospital. We would never do this, ABC. And then it just became, oh, Hamas is in every single hospital and every, oh my God, in every, you're going to get me in trouble.
I'm going to get myself in trouble.
Oh my God.
I watched this video.
I texted you about this.
You texted me about this video, and we were like, oh, I'm so sad. Such a sad thing to happen. I totally don't think it's very funny. I would never say.
Someone put that music like the.
To be honest, I almost feel like this one's fake because there's such a non-reaction on part of the filmer. Yeah. Yeah, it was.
They just said many such cases and then they left.
Yeah, he apparently survived. Oh.
That's okay.
Yeah,
That's news.
there's this. How is he gonna lose 1v1 to an inanimate object? Yeah, I don't know how the fuck that happens. Yeah, we're gonna talk about the college protests that are occurring. Hopefully, when the person that is on the ground right now can accept my friend request. I've sent them a friend request on Discord. We're waiting for them to accept the friend request so I can give them a call on Discord. They're gonna walk us through the tents as well and what's going on the ground and what the movement represents. The Columbia Union students that are protesting right now inside of Columbia University. This version is funny. Warning, still contains original vid. We can't watch this. We can't watch this. But let's watch some other funny shit instead of this one here. So, as you guys know, students at Columbia University have been protesting for quite a while about Israel's genocide. And and the Columbia University has reacted in the most predictable fashion, just like they did back in like the 60s against the anti-war protests at the time against their own students by sicking the rabid attack dogs of the NYPD on them, because that's how you're supposed to do it. When you teach your students that like genocide is wrong, and then they actually learn that lesson, internalize it, unfortunately, for Columbia University, and then they take action against it and demand that the Columbia University divest from, because universities in the United States are hedge funds. For those of you who don't fucking know, they're just like gay hedge funds, pretty much. They're hedge funds, but also very woke aesthetically. But ultimately, hedge funds nonetheless. Students are demanding that Columbia University divest from Israel-aligned. She said, "Give her 5." Okay, Israel-aligned companies, and also, people who are ultra-Zionists that are in the administration of these universities and things of that nature. So perfectly valid demands that the student body is making. In a normal world, under normal circumstances, it would be considered a righteous cause. But we do not live in a normal world. We do not live in a good world at all. Here is the Columbia University website. Columbia University Apartheid Divest. CUAD is the name of the organization. Columbia University Apartheid Divest, a coalition of student organizations that see Palestine as the vanguard for our collective liberation. We are a continuation of the Vietnam anti-war movement. And to divest from apartheid South Africa, we support freedom and justice for Palestinian people and for all people. We know that the true collective safety will arise when everyone has access to clean air, clean water, food, housing, education, healthcare, freedom of movement, and dignity. Its mission is this coalition of student organizations working towards achieving a liberated Palestine at the end of Israeli apartheid by urging Columbia to divest all economic and academic stakes in Israel.
Dope.
We seek an end to all interlocking systems of oppression through collective action and solidarity with oppressed people worldwide. We envision a free Palestine. We necessarily envision an entire world free from colonialism and imperialism and from all interrelated systems of oppression that uphold them. How to help? You can follow their Instagram. You can donate to the CUAD GoFundMe. The money will be used to purchase materials and support CUAD in general. You can subscribe to their Substack. And you can visit their support page as well. I'm going to have a student from the Columbia University Apartheid Divest in a brief moment. I also have a Columbia University alumni here sitting next to me.
That's why I came.
I brought him as a defender of Israel, so he's going to actually duke it out in the marketplace of ideas. I'm going to make him debate lord the university students.
Thank you for giving me this opportunity.
Actually, the spokesperson for CUAD said, "No, please send to Gaza. We have enough funding." Okay, never mind.
Don't send them funding.
Yeah, don't send them funding. Send it to Gaza. Send it to Gazan funds. If you are also looking, if you are interested in trying to find direct GoFundMe pages for people in Gaza, trapped inside of Gaza, for Palestinians across the board. I think it's called Project Olive Branch. They have an entire Project Olive Branch has it's on TikTok, so I'm a little bit more careful. But Project Olive Branch has an entire Google document with all of these charities. Sorry, not Project Olive Branch. Operation Olive Branch has a Google Doc with a lot of Palestinian GoFundMes. We'll show that as well. The suggested 3 charities from CUAD are Gaza Mutual Aid, Project Watermelon, and Pal Gaza 14. They have raised sufficient funds. Please pause donations to the collective for now and redirect your funds to Gaza and Mutual Aid. Yeah. Here, we'll look at an update from Talia on the ground. New post from NYU for calling for the Gaza Solidarity Encampment to clear by 4 p.m. Following what they claim was disorderly, disruptive, and antagonizing behavior. It states if students leave by 4, no one will face any consequences for today's actions. No discipline, no police. That's so cool.
Threat.
That's such a cool threat. God, I love our woke colleges. Don't we love our woke colleges, folks? Like they never have the smoke for fascists. Like they will literally openly have Milo Yiannopoulos go to fucking college campuses and like dox trans students or out them and make PowerPoints about how you should kill the fucking trans students on college campus. And that's perfectly fine. Cops will literally defend that free speech all day, every fucking day. But when the students themselves are protesting against their college administration, their college campuses, funding and facilitating, aiding and abetting the Israeli genocide, all of a sudden they're like, well, that's a bridge too far. We can't have that kind of free speech. You know what I mean? We're free speech maximalists in only one direction, and that is reactionary fascist propaganda. Only then we have free speech maximalism. We will never have free speech for those who protest against the oppressive structures that bind us, that are all around. You know, you can't say genocide is wrong. You can teach that genocide is wrong in the college campuses, and students can learn that genocide is wrong. They just can't act on it.
Well, I mean, what are you going to do if all your students start internalizing the messages that you're teaching them and then they don't work for Goldman Sachs, you know?
Yeah.
That's a problem for society.
Yeah, we should just the right wing was right. We have to stop this genocide studies and stuff altogether. It's too woke.
It's too woke.
What have they done to our children? They've taught them the wrong lessons. They should be teaching them that Matt Walsh is cool and should be able to come to your college campus and tell you that you should kill trans people. Okay, we should eradicate transgenderism is a valid protected speech. But when you say, "Hey, don't do genocide," well, that's a bridge too far. Don't like that. We better stop that right now. Put an end to that real quick. So, what has our woke?
Why are you
Democratic
Why do you look at me when you say woke?
What do you? Oh well, I don't know, because you're woke. You're a woke guy. You're an anarchist. Okay, all jokes aside, what is our woke Democratic Party leadership? What have they said about these ongoing protests and the fascist, monstrous NYPD police, the NYPD Department of Gestapo, and their actions against the peaceful protesting students by, kettling and corralling them, locking them up, arresting them for demonstrating, arresting them for exercising their First Amendment rights? What has the Biden administration said?
Something good.
Oh, yeah, no, he cooked it up. I condemn the anti-Semitic protests, Biden tells reporters. I also condemn those who don't understand what's going on with the Palestinians.
I also condemn those who don't understand what's going on with the
What's your
Palestinians.
message to the protesters?
I like that he fired off the first thing was like the anti-Semitic. So let me explain something here. I love this take. You know why I love this take? Because it's hilarious to have this approach, because you're basically saying anyone who's protesting is anti-Semitic. Okay? Anyone who's protesting against Israel's genocide is anti-Semitic. Also, Israel is doing a genocide. So he's not saying that, but like the essence underneath, I condemn those who don't understand what's going on with the Palestinians, means that like Israel's doing some fuck shit, right? So what takeaway do we have from this? Like, we have to join the anti-Semitic protest then? Like, what are you saying?
He has so much swag, honestly. This is a swag take.
I am not a very spiritual nor religious person, but I've been hoping that there is a God and that there is a heaven and hell, because I want all of these dumb fucks to burn there in perpetuity, eternally. Eternal damnation for this fake Catholic, phony Catholic piece of shit. Oh my Lord. I hate it so much. Canada's woke prime minister tweeted about it too. There's a difference between peaceful protest and hateful intimidation. It is unconscionable to glorify anti-Semitic violence and murder perpetrated by Hamas on October 7th.
They all got the memo. They all got the fucking memo. Okay? Everybody got the fucking memo. Here are the talking points.
It makes me want to claw my fucking eyes out, dude. Oh my God. Oh my fucking Lord, dude.
But it's perfect though. Like, you have to, I know we have to talk about it, but homie's there.
Oh, he's there. Oh. Oh.
They want us to talk about this shit. Like they want people to be distracted, to get frustrated and talk about this bullshit, you know, that the people there are all anti-Semitic, that the protests themselves are anti-Semitic, and it's a tactic because they want to delegitimize totally legitimate protests that are happening. They want to erase anti-Zionist Jews. They want to mischaracterize every single thing that's happening, or the fact that the people who lead these protests and these movements are principled, you know, people who call out anti-Semitism, who are not anti-Semitic, who realize that Israel's tactics promote anti-Semitism all across the world, and that's actually what they hope for and dream for. It's ridiculous. It pisses me the fuck off, and I'm sick of this shit. I'm sick of it. What are you typing? You typing about woke?
I said, this woke charlatan would be giving a standing ovation if the pro-Palestinian student protesters were actually anti-Semitic, like the Nazi that he welcomed in the parliament.
Get him. Can't believe you're saying that to Fidel Castro's son. People get mad when I say that Justin Trudeau is Fidel Castro's son.
Yeah, I'm mad too. How dare you? That's like, that would be objectively cool. He does not deserve the honor.
That's like one conspiracy that I'm like all in on. I'm all in on that one.
I
guys.
mean, I know. I just like, but he doesn't deserve to have the lineage of the Castro lineage. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He does not deserve it. Like I'm upset in the other direction, if you know what I mean. This woke shard to be given a standing ovation to the pro-Palestinian student protests were actually anti-Semitic, like the Nazi that he welcomed in parliament a couple months ago.
I'm not trying to make him seem cool. I don't like Trudeau. I think it's funny. I like that Fidel was like a fuckboy who was.
We praise Castro now. Now, when have I not praised Fidel Castro? Hello, are you new? You've been in here for 14 months. You probably would have accidentally fucking heard me praise him from the jump. Anyway, what is this? So brave. My wife is a brave Jew. We stood alone at Yale University. She wore no mask and was proud. Noticed the horde hiding behind their masks. Dude, there's nothing funnier than pro-Israel protesters just like owning themselves by being so fucking stupid.
The horde.
Like, first of all, dude, this protest, you suck. Why did you post this? You just owned yourself. You look like a fucking loser, dude. You and your fucking busted ass wife both look like fucking losers when you do this. Sorry. I know this is a little bit too much.
It's too much for me.
I should not have said she's ugly, but it's so hard for me to hold it in. It's just ridiculous.
I don't agree with everything Hassan does.
Yes.
I don't get it. So she's like putting the Star of David on herself.
Yeah. She's so brave though, dude. Can you see how brave she is?
God.
She is within eyesight of those who think Palestinians are human. Do you know how fucking scary that is for her?
Yeah. And some people were probably playing hacky sack.
Yeah, it's really fucked up. It's really, really fucked up. So brave, standing in solidarity with the U.S. State Department. I know. It's the bravest act of all. Oh my God. In a just world, it would require courage to fucking defend an apartheid regime so shamelessly. But we do not live in a just world. We live in an unjust world. Okay, so I am now calling in. Hold on. Start virtual camera. Here it is. Hello. Hello. Can you guys hear me? Can you see me? We can't hear you. You're muted. You need to unmute.
Can you hear us now?
Yes, we can. Hello.
Perfect. Hello.
What are your names and what are you guys doing today for all of those who are watching on our stream?
My name is Sweda.
My name is I am.
We're student organizers here at Columbia University. We're currently sitting in our tent, break from the programming of the day, but there's a lot going on outside. We have a large community support. Students are coming in and out of the encampment, participating in our programming around Palestine and around the genocide in Gaza.
So you guys are a part of CUAD, Columbia University Apartheid Divest, right? Am I am I saying that right? Okay,
Yep.
so would you mind briefly telling everyone? We already went through the website, but would you mind briefly telling everybody watching at home what the stated goals are for CUAD? Also, this is Lolo. I don't know if you guys know him.
Hello.
Hi.
He's an alumni who is defending Israel.
That's not true. That's not true.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
We hate to hear that. We hope that's not true.
No, it's not true. It's not true. It's not true. I'm sorry. Lolo is a Columbia Law alumni as well, and no, he is of course
Really?
anti-Zionist.
We actually have a lot of law students participating with us as well across the campus community. It's not just undergrads, it's a combination of graduate students, undergraduate students, law school students. So yeah, we have a couple of your colleagues here probably with us right now. With regard to Quad's demands, Quad is a movement that organization, a coalition organization that has been active for 6 months now since the onset of the genocide. It has 5 demands that are stated on the website, but we are focusing on we are focusing on a number of those demands as part of this encampment. The first one being complete financial divestment from companies that are complicit in the fast ongoing genocide in Gaza, as well as the slow displacement of people within and throughout occupied Palestine. We're also demanding amnesty for our students. I'm sure you've seen that following the first encampment, we had close to 100 students be unfairly suspended post their arrest. We're demanding universal amnesty for those students, as well as amnesty for our students who've been disciplined as part of the 6 months of protests that have been ongoing on this campus since October, as well as amnesty for our professors who don't have academic freedom within their classrooms and are being disciplined by the university for the content of their speech, for speaking about settler colonialism, for speaking about the ramifications on public health of the genocide. That's where we're at right now.
Would you
like to pitch in? Sorry.
Do you have anything to add?
I think she did an excellent job.
Were there were also legal observers who were arrested as the protest, is that correct?
Yes, 2.
So, oh my God, now he left and I'm... No, keep going. I'm closing the window because it's loud. So what's the atmosphere like now, today?
Today, we would say, what would you say?
I would say the atmosphere is beautiful. I would say that there's joy everywhere and exuberance. There is light shooting out of people's eyes. It is immaculate, the way that we've kept this camp, and the way that we've kept morale up in this movement. I've never seen the people more confident. I have never seen more people out here in support. And I have never seen Columbia University more scared.
So I have a question for you guys. How many students do you know the exact number of students that have been suspended or have gotten any kind of punishment whatsoever for their unconditional support for Palestinian lives? You know, recognizing that Palestinians are human beings, for example. You know, things that are obviously considered unacceptable by the Columbia University administration.
Well, there's a number of students, I think close to 100 or maybe even over, that were disciplined in various ways, like not suspension, but maybe like academic probation or being called into like university hearings and things of that nature prior to the encampment. And then there were over 100 students who were arrested as part of the encampment, and I was one of the students who was arrested as well, and he could speak more on that. And over 80 of those students, some at Barnard College, some at Columbia College, some grad students, but all within the framework of Columbia University, have been suspended since the first encampment as well. And as of last night, we are again being threatened with disciplinary action by the university for maintaining this space. And if I would like to say more.
So We've also heard reports that Columbia University threw out the belongings of a lot of the students that were instantly suspended. And also on top of that, we've heard reports that some of the students did not have access to their dorm rooms after being suspended, having their cards made inactive, leaving them out in the dark, literally in the middle of New York City, with not really anywhere else to go, which is greatly endangering the lives of the students when Columbia University is tasked with, they have a responsibility.
All of that immediately following arrest. No break in between. And I want IM to say more on that.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. Columbia has evicted many of our peers, many of our comrades. They've left them without food nor shelter. And we at the People's Encampment have been providing those things to those students. I shame Columbia University's inexcusable behavior in this regard, putting the safety of its students at direct risk.
Has Columbia University in the past been more open-minded towards let's say right-wing content creators coming onto the campus, making the campus a less safe space? The likes of I don't know. I don't know if there's any recent situations involving like a Ben Shapiro type or a Matt Walsh, like transphobic content creators, reactionary right-wing charlatans that oftentimes require police presence and security.
Frankly, no, I haven't seen them. I may be wrong, but I haven't seen people of that.
All right.
We've been creating so much joy and so much beauty at this encampment, and we've been speaking with so many people who are here in solidarity and who are here in support, that it totally drowns out any of that negativity that is.
And again, we want to bring the conversation back to demands, and we believe that as much pressure that we can garner from mainstream media, from alternative media, regarding the demands of the Quad organization is incredibly important. Again, like I said, financial divestment, universal amnesty, academic freedom, and disclosure of finances, where our direct and indirect investments lie.
And as the faculty said earlier, to keep the NYPD out of this campus and away from brutalizing students, as happened on Thursday.
And why is divestment such an important priority for you?
Well, it's a matter of the fact that we're students here, we're putting in our tuition money, and whether we want it or not, whether I'm morally against it or not, my money for an education is being used to refuse the right of life to other people. As a student, I'm against this. I, in good conscience, would not use my own personal money in this way, but my right to direct where the money is going is being taken away from me. And this is not unprecedented in Columbia University. Everybody knows Columbia is a protest school. People make jokes about this all the time. In 1968, again, we had people, we had our previous generation of students occupying buildings, demanding divestment from apartheid South Africa. Only recently, the university divested from Russia. This university has no holdings in Russia. But because U.S. geopolitical interests are on the side of Israel in the ongoing genocide, the university is reluctant to act in a principled manner, reluctant to act in a moral manner, and is committed to ignoring the overwhelming support Quad has on this campus. We've passed divestment referendums and resolutions in a number of our undergraduate and graduate schools, the latest one being at Columbia College. So that's the undergraduate school. We got the results of that this morning. We know that on this campus, there is mass support for refusing complicity, material complicity in violence throughout occupied Palestine. And the university continues to deny this.
Do you feel like the militant actions that Columbia University has engaged in against those speaking out against Israel's genocide is actually blowing back in their faces, and the support has only increased now with increased media presence on campus?
I mean, it's not even just increased media presence on campus, because we had a press moratorium the first few days of the encampment. What does that mean? Press were not allowed here.
Mm-hmm.
The only ones who got in were people who came in like before gates were closed, or who negotiated a way in through the journalism school or something like that. The university most definitely doesn't want press here. It's incredibly bad for their reputation. They've already suffered so much reputational damage. The optics are horrible. They haven't had NYPD on this campus for over 50 years. But what was I gonna say? I lost my train of thought, but that's what I'm saying.
It's okay.
The fact
No,
that there were hundreds of students encircling our encampment as the NYPD came down to brutally arrest each of us was of astronomical import in terms of rallying the student body to our side.
And we also believe that we have hope that our demands are going to be met. We've been in the negotiations process with the university since Friday, and we believe that we hold leverage within those negotiations. That being said, no matter what the outcome is, we firmly believe that this encampment has sparked something across the nation. I want to recognize the fact that Vanderbilt, as well as one other school that I don't remember, not sure which one it was, but Vanderbilt specifically did an encampment before we did, and they're not getting nearly as much media attention, despite the fact that 4 of their students were unfairly expelled. And if anybody's watching, I would ask for them to pay as much attention to Vanderbilt as they are to Columbia. But going back to negotiations, even if we do not get what we want, and I'm fairly certain and cautiously optimistic that we are getting what we want. Even if that doesn't happen, we know that we've sparked a movement across this nation. Yale, their students were recently arrested this morning. The New School, NYU, what other schools? Princeton.
I think many of the schools in Boston.
Yes, this is the new thing that's happening, the occupations, and we think they're fruitful. All of that being said, something else that's really, really important is to not divert attention away from Gaza.
yeah.
I mean, this is getting a lot of attention, and it's important because we need to make sure that we cut off the flow of money from here to corporations that are facilitating genocide. But it's also important that we don't detract attention away from Gaza. They're still discovering mutilated bodies in Gaza right now, and we don't want to be diverting attention from that. This is in support of Gaza, in solidarity with Gaza, and so Gaza has to be central in everything.
What do you have to say to Joe Biden, who recently gave an impromptu response to directly what you guys are doing in Colombia, where his reaction was, "I condemn the anti-Semitic protests," Biden told the reporters a couple hours ago. "I also condemn those who don't understand what's going on with the Palestinians." A little bit of both siding.
People very well understand what's going on with the Palestinians. If they had not understood over the past 75 years, they've most definitely understood in the past 6 months. We have had so much, like I am said, press and journalists within this encampment area over the past few days, and they've seen what a peaceful movement this is against our university's complicity in genocide. We have community guidelines that everybody is being briefed on as they enter within the space, and that includes the fact that this is a welcoming space for everybody, no matter what their ethnic, racial, or religious background is. We've held religious ceremonies for people of Jewish backgrounds, of Muslim backgrounds. JVP held their Sabbath program here. Muslims have been holding their congregational prayers here. For every student who's here in solidarity, this is a peaceful space. Quad had already on its own socials released a statement regarding actors who are unaffiliated with Colombia. In this space. And again, like we said, we don't want to be diverting attention from what our demands are. Our demands are clear, and the nature of this movement has been clear for the past roughly 1 week in which it has been going on.
Go ahead.
Now, you're all students, so you're also have to be in class. You have to be being students. So what's
We're
that?
not really being
So what's that like for the students that are there, or
Well,
prior, just that reality?
If you come to this camp, You can see that students are on their laptops, like on the lawn, trying to get what work they can get done. The library is quite close to us. That people who still have tap access, swipe access, and haven't been suspended are still using the libraries, as is their right. Other students who may be busy are simply not doing work at all, and I guess that's what's going to have to happen. We're calling supportive faculty to conduct their classes on the lawn. We've had a number of faculty, sit on the tarps and give their lessons to their class, like members of their class, as well as other students on the lawn who are willing to listen. And we're fostering an educational space here. We may not be students in the typical sense of the word right now, like completing our assignments or going to class, but we've had so many educators in this space. Community educators, labor organizers, people committed to divestment and liberation, people standing in solidarity with students here who've come and spoken on the lawn, gave us encouragement and shared their insight.
And I will add that this is an education far better than the imperial faux social justice education offered in these liberal institutions. This is a real and radical education for those of us who care about the actual emancipation of the human race.
That's actually an interesting point that you made. I wanna ask you guys both about what led you to take such brave action against your own universities. Like, what was it? Was there a pivotal moment for you?
Push back on the framing. Not brave. It's not brave at all.
No.
It's been 6 months. We students at Columbia have been protesting just like students across the nation, just like Palestinians themselves in Palestine. Students have been protesting for quite some time and haven't received any response or acknowledgement of their demands. It's not brave of us to be in solidarity with Gaza. It's the baseline.
I agree.
Yes, it's something that we aspire to. And genuinely, as students here on this camp, we do not want to be framed as like brave students doing something. We're humbled by the recognition that Palestinians and Gazans, particularly like Gazan journalists who have been like referring to this encampment, we're humbled by their recognition. We are inspired by them. This is not bravery. This is the least we should be doing. You have to do whatever is within your power. You have to take some sort of calculated risks for justice.
Amen.
What was but beyond that, what was just I'm interested personally, like what was your experience, like what led you towards Palestinian emancipation? What was a moment of recognition for both of you? Whether it was from early on, because I'm Turkish, I'm Muslim.
I'm Turkish,
I
bro.
grew up. Oh, nice.
Hi.
Türkçe konuşuyor musun sen?
Konuşuyorum tabii.
Okay. That's awesome. I thought you were from England, so I'm sorry for assuming that. You have a little bit of an accent. But regardless, as someone who's Turkish, obviously, like this is an issue that I have always had an opinion on for as long as I know myself. But I'm always interested in finding out about how other people have come to this recognition, specifically Americans. Americans of different, various different backgrounds. So if you could elaborate on that a little bit, that'd be great.
Actually, I come from, I would say, completely different backgrounds, like racially, religiously, like places of origin, whatever. So I think it's interesting to hear his answer as well. Personally speaking, I've always been doing social justice work, like throughout high school. I think that every single human being, by virtue of being on this earth, has to stake a claim in the cause for justice and has to pick a side, one way or another. I view that to be part of the mandate of humanity. And Palestine, in many ways, is the litmus test, as people have been saying. It's most definitely not the only injustice. It isn't, but it is a wake-up call in a way that is unprecedented, perhaps in this moment. So I would just say the fact that I've been interested in justice-related work for quite some time. I grew up as an immigrant. My mom's side of the family is Kurdish. I'm very well aware of discrimination and inequality. I would say, very basically speaking.
Yeah, I come from a Kentucky working class family. My father studied American history in college, and I was raised on the powerful stories of the American Revolution. I've always had a deep dedication to freedom. And unfortunately, at the beginning of my life, I was presented with a view of history that is deeply ahistorical, a view of history that is deeply whitewashing and imperialist, which reinforces the power structures that be. And over the years of independent study, over the years of that dedication to freedom, that is how I come to support the Palestinian people. And that is why I'm here, for the liberation of not only the Palestinians, but of every free human being on planet Earth, in love and solidarity and in respect.
Okay. That's you guys are both I know you won't appreciate this, but you are everyone on this college campus is protesting against Palestine is very or protesting against Israel's genocide in upon the Palestinian population is very inspirational, and I see a lot of other college campuses also following suit. Like you guys also mentioned some of the ones that were there even before Columbia University set up encampments. It seems like Yale, MIT, Berkeley, and many others are now following suit. And I do hope that this will be successful overall. Do you mind showing around a little bit, like outside, just so we can get a quick glance of what's going on out there, what the vibes are like?
The vibes are impeccable.
Vibes are impeccable.
Your vibes are impeccable.
Listen, not it probably doesn't mean much, but I am very proud of you guys. You guys are doing a phenomenal job.
We take the compliment and give it to the people of Palestine.
Yeah.
I haven't been on Discord in forever. How do you switch around your camera? Like this. I don't use Discord. Hold up.
No, it's good. That's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. There it is. You did it.
So these are our tents. We have a lot. I'm just gonna move, stepping on people's stuff, but okay.
Wow.
This is our programming.
They're back. Jesting Israel committed summary executions. Please keep them. We center Gaza. We're here for a purpose and for a reason. We need to make sure that in all of our conversations, we are centering Gaza, because although what we're doing here is incredible, and I am so, so grateful to be in community with each of you, we need to remember what we're here for. Please stay tuned. We have a lot of programming coming up.
Also,
This is our programming board of what we have for the dates rest day.
Okay.
And then at night we do assembly, so just updates on if any decision making needs to happen, if there is anything important that has come up with the university. That's when we do our assemblies. There is a first aid tent over here. It's the first aid tent. And then I want to show you to our cornucopia.
Okay.
We have sleeping supplies laid out here.
Oh, is Sam Cedar on tonight? Wait, no. Oh, wait.
Seder.
Oh no, chat is wrong. Sorry, my chat is saying they saw Seder and they thought it's Sam Cedar. You guys are so lame. Okay. I'm talking to my chat. Sorry. Go ahead. Show the cornucopia.
This is where we have our food, and we have a wonderful volunteer students who are categorizing all the donations that come, and then handing them out to people who want. We have plenty of things, I would say. And then I guess this is like a larger view. This is where the faculty, that over there at Low Library, is where the faculty had their walkout earlier today. What else do we want to show them?
Let's show them the front.
Do you want to show them the front gate?
Yeah, let's. So the front gate, some for activity. We have our proud and beautiful Jewish Voice for Peace students who have volunteered to help with security, keep the community safe from anti-Semitic attacks by the Zionists against our anti-Zionists and against Islamophobic attacks.
Yeah,
We're now walking.
I wanted to speak on that a little bit as well. There are always going to be agitators and agent provocateurs in protests like this that infiltrate to make it seem like the overall protest is not about Palestine, but about a whole litany of
I
different
think
issues.
these media narratives, these ways of manufacturing the consent of the American people are not to be taken seriously.
Yeah.
They're very clearly the operation of the media and surveillance state. Here are our guidelines.
You guys can't read all of that, but
No, it's
we
all
give
good.
we give a briefing to people as they come in about what the guidelines are for being in this space. And then we have entrance and exit on both sides.
Yeah.
Sick.
What do you say to what do you say to people that are trying to bastardize this? Because apparently there was like some kind of like anti-Semitic sign that snuck through or something, and then everyone was pointing to it to be like, this entire protest is actually anti-Semitic. Like people hyperventilating about this sort of shit when the obvious protests are about Israel's actions in Gaza and divesting and making sure that the Columbia University divests from the genocide that Israel is conducting in Gaza.
Like I said, I personally don't want to give any more attention to media that would seek to distract from the genocide and seek to distract from what the students' demands are from their university. That being said, we have our community guidelines. This is a safe space for everybody, so long as they are committed to the demands that we have of the university, and we maintain our focus on those demands. That's it.
Okay, perfect. Well, thank you so much, guys. Is there anything else you want to say before we get back to our coverage?
Yeah, on our demands.
You can flip the
Stay
camera back,
tuned.
by the way, if you don't
Sorry.
mind.
Actually, my mom is calling me at the same time. Parents have been really worried. Wait, how do I turn this?
I'm sure they're very proud of you guys.
I hope so. I hope that my Trump endorsing father will see the wisdom and will see the beauty in what we're creating and will come along with us in justice.
One day.
My
Inshallah.
parents are scared. Yep. Okay. Thank you guys so much for. Hope you have a good live stream.
All right.
Power to
Thank
the
you.
people.
Take care. Bye bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
All right.
That was fucking sick.
Those dude, it's awesome. I love.
Yeah,
dude.
They're cool as
It
hell.
makes me listen. This is this is not about us. This is not about me. This is not about anything but what is going on in Gaza. But it does make me very happy to see. It does make me very happy to see that this is not a fight that Palestinians have to face alone. I would say that as someone who's been an anti-Zionist for very publicly an anti-Zionist for a decade plus, I was it definitely did feel a lot more alone 10 years ago than it does now. And I do think that those, even in Gaza, in the brief moments that they do have access to the internet, they do see it, and I'm sure that they appreciate it as well. At least as far as I've seen, they do. They certainly do appreciate it. It's great,
They're so focused too.
Yeah.
She kept bringing you back.
Yeah.
To say, this is
I
for
was
Gaza,
being
this is for
I was
Gaza.
being a dickhead. No, I'm kidding.
You're being a proud uncle.
Well, the thing is, when I ask specific questions, I'm doing that because I want her to respond in a way that I assume she's going to. Like when I ask, when I ask questions, I do it to invoke response deliberately. I'm not
sure.
No, it is, yeah. Anyway, is there a way to donate to them? No, do not donate to them. They have enough supplies, as they've said, and they are asking you to donate to. Asking you to donate to Palestinian causes instead, directly on the ground. Okay? That's great. So let's talk about the real victim that I did not bring up. Now that we've talked about some of the cool stuff that these guys are doing, let's talk about the real victim of this, okay? Because there are many people who are failing to consider what will happen to the famous crying professor. His name is Shai Davide, a man that has been able to unite Western people of all different political backgrounds and origins, from Michael Cernovich to Graham Stephen or whatever, the fucking British guy, Graham Lineman. Like,
in his replies.
In his replies,
Yeah,
he has been able to get everyone, with the exception of ultra Zionists, to be like, dude, what the fuck are you saying? The great uniter, Lisan al-Gaib, Shai Davide, has been so successful in making the already unconscionable defense of Israel so bad, look so fucking awful.
Why are there so many words on this? Is this his Instagram
This is like
story?
this is the most leftist meme ass thing I've ever seen, dude. That's awesome.
Fuck?
Shai
Oh
Davide has been
God.
unjustly reprimanded for speaking truth to power, that Israel actually is small bean, and also Israel alone. Also, Israel only do good, very moral, very just. And that all of the things that you have seen, all the images, the gruesome images you've seen of children being ruthlessly fucking slaughtered by that apartheid, maniacal, genocidal state of Israel, those are all fake. They're asking for it, and if it was real, they were asking for it. But if it was, but it's most likely not real. It's Pallywood. Let's watch this. Let's start the conversation with this beautiful moment of Shai from our friend of the show, Talia Jane, on the ground, who's been offering great coverage to showing what is happening in Colombia and all around New York. Let's watch the moment that Shai Khaloud himself, Shai Davide, comes to the recognition that his Colombia ID was deactivated. As the COO of the university stood idly by.
Everybody, look at me.
He's so excited.
Yes.
God, he's such a piece of shit.
His dream come true.
He is such a fucking awful little shitbag, dude. He's like, oh, yes, I did it. Finally. Here's his little speech. Listen. Oh,
he's such a diva. Look at him.
I also love that this is just a bad look overall. Don't throw your hand up like that when you're defending Israel. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay.
I have not just a civil right as a Jewish person to be.
Yeah. He was like frothing out of the mouth, hoping that like every Jewish anti-Zionist gets like arrested. And then now he's like, wow, Colombia is very, very anti-Semitic.
On campus, I have a right as a professor employed by the university to be on campus. They deactivated my card. These are 5 lawsuits happening, but we don't want to.
These are 5 lawsuits?
They deactivated my card. These are 5 lawsuits happening, but we don't want to do it. We just want to be Jewish and
Wow.
Is he suing?
Wow, I fucking
they deactivated his card.
Yeah, dude, that's man, you hate to see it, folks. You hate to see a real one get taken out like this, unjustly, mind you. Okay,
he's the only one giving the real coverage.
Yeah, my card has been deactivated. Why? Shai Davide, pro-Israel professor at Columbia, attempted to swipe his card to go inside the liberated zone encampment with his supporters. Oh damn, dude. But I love when people who defend Israel think that like they can operate in the same fashion as like someone would in the West Bank. You know what I mean? Like, no, we're gonna do a show of force on the fucking students, and then all of a sudden it like they come to the recognition that it maybe sometimes, no, this isn't actually the West Bank. You don't get the IDF to fucking defend you as you spit on like fucking Catholic nuns or some shit. Okay, you don't get to do that.
Do you have the Kent State video? Where he's like saying that they should do Kent State on the.
No, he has a video where he says that they should do Kent State on the protest.
No,
no
he's
way.
like am I wrong?
CNN will invite him on an interview. What's the difference? Want to bet? Yeah.
Chad,
he's
am I
at the
wrong?
business school. It's not even the same campus. Yeah, no, he's just, dude. It's so Israel to do that. I'm sorry.
Wait. Is that it?
Wait. Oh, here it is.
Is that it?
It is. There's nothing more.
Yeah.
There's
so good.
There's nothing more like Israel adjacent to be like, no, I'm going to occupy this space that
I need to go film.
Wait, what?
These
There's people saying like Palestinians are humans. I have to go there right now and do bodies in spaces right now.
All right, here we go.
Shai Davide is demanding the National Guard come in to violently disperse the Gaza Solidarity encampment. How does this guy still have a job?
I know it's painful to say this. I know there's a fraud history in the United States.
Is it painful to say this?
Did he? The fraud history.
Fraught. I think he meant fraud.
Yeah, I know he
but
meant
I don't know
fraud.
why
with U.S. colleges, but it's time to bring in the National Guard because the NYPD is.
Fuck you. You fucking piece of shit. Fuck you. Oh!
Listen. Over their head. Obviously, the President Shafiq and the administration are unwilling to.
Hamas, I think.
He's like, why aren't they killing them yet?
Yeah, why haven't they shot the fucking student protesters? What is going on? It's like so much of Israel's support is just like the most annoying little fucking babies, like these spoiled little babies throwing a fucking baby tantrum that like that there are people on campus that are saying Palestinians are human beings. Like he just fucking hates that. He's like, unacceptable. Kill them.
Do anything about this. I know it's painful to say that.
Yeah, so why are they not doing anything about this? It's like, yeah, guys, it's so painful to say, bro. It's so painful. Also,
we are not okay. Right now, we are not okay.
He's precious.
It's
I love him.
So good. It's so
he wants
fucking
to get
good.
fired so bad.
Apparently, his card was deactivated because of this unhinged email. I just sent this message to the leadership of Columbia University. I'm going to be on campus Monday morning, and I'm requesting police escort. Police escort for simply going to my own place of work.
Clock the time.
8:50.
No. When he screenshotted it.
Oh, 0 minutes ago. He
instantly screen grabbed
because
it.
he was fucking sending it to info@documentingjewhatredooncampus.org. Oh my lord. You're Jewish. You live in New York.
Why are you saying that shit to me?
Talk
What
to
the
me.
fuck?
Talk to me about how anti-Semitic it is to live in New York as a Jew. How scared is that? Why you came to California?
You just go up to people on the street and you're like, "You're Jewish."
Yeah, come on.
I
do that. Well, I mean, have you seen? My neighborhood is a very Jewish neighborhood. That's what I do all the time. I'm like,
you're like
walking up
Orthodox
on Saturday to random Orthodox Jews and be like, "You're Jewish." Is that why you came to California, to escape?
To escape the vile anti-Semitism.
The vile anti-Semitism.
Unfortunately, Hassan, I have to tell you that the anti-Semitism is alive and well in this very room.
That's true. I am StopAntisemitism.org's anti-Semite of the week. So, I
just want everyone to know that when the microphones are off and everything, he says like, "You're a Jew, right?" He says, he drops like hard J's at me.
Hard J's.
Just
slurring all the time. It's so he's
like, "Oh, is that a Jew thing?" That's what Hassan says.
Yeah.
It's horrible, guys.
Oh, this was a funny Felix moment. What did this guy do before? Was he teaching his business classes on the verge of tears, shouting, "Profit is revenue minus expenses. Marketing is how products find consumers." I feel like if a guy yells this much, he needs to be administered heroin or that sleepy bear tea.
Have it.
Hillel Fund I am going to tell you right now, Shai Davide will go down in history as a hero who stood for what's right against the mob mentality of U.S. universities.
He's ready. He wants them to fire him.
The funniest part about all this is that, like, objectively, the most amount of, like, anti-Jewish activity has come from Columbia University, as they've expelled and arrested a shit ton of Jewish anti-Zionist student protesters. So, like, they're like, oh yeah, I can't believe we're doing this in the name of, we're doing this to defend you guys against anti-Semitism, as they like arrest Jewish students over and over again.
Was it ADL, or I think it was ADL? They changed their, now they changed their definition of anti-Semitism. Have you seen it?
Yeah.
So now, like, they're like, look how much it went up in 2023.
Yeah.
And it was anytime someone said from the river to the sea at a protest, and like someone reported that they heard it, they would be like, that's anti-Semitism.
Yeah. Oh, no, it's wonderful. It's also additionally wonderful that Congress is like totally on board with that, which is why they, like, with overwhelming numbers, decided on a messaging bill where they said that, yeah, no, if you do say from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free, is actually
Yes,
anti-Semitic.
is anti-Semitism.
I fucking hate this country so goddamn much, dude. I
love it.
It's just the worst fucking, it is just the worst place. Oh, and Ben Lorber, oh, Shai Davide is not handling his ID deactivation well. You posted this tweet as
He's
well.
such a diva.
You posted
I love
this,
him.
you posted a similar tweet.
I did.
Oh yeah, this was really funny from Matt Brunig. New troll. Grant Miner, a Jewish graduate student at Columbia University, says he doesn't feel unsafe on campus. It's just like, it's so ridiculous. And I do think that, like, Americans broadly are very reactionary. And in this situation, I don't mean like reactionary and like predisposed to anti-Semitism. I mean like reactionary in the sense that, like, when real hate crimes are happening, because of the broadly defined privileged position that many Americans feel, they do kind of look at that and go like, oh, you're blowing this out of proportion. So I do feel like all of this hyperventilating about like Jewish anti-Zionist students making fucking camps and stuff, being attributed to like anti-Semitism skyrocketing, will unironically make Americans go, okay, you guys are like being a little crazy here. Like the pro-Israel side is looking a little insane to me right now. You know what I mean? If you like live in fucking,
maybe I'm not so. I mean, I'm very hopeful generally, but with that, I think that it's a useful tool, because I think the casual or passive observer just hears, oh yeah, they're saying it's anti-Semitic again, and this stuff is the anti-Semitic stuff that they're talking about. And, you know, here's some Jewish people who are saying it's anti-Semitic, even though that's obviously not the full picture, you know? It just serves that purpose. It's like this, for, you know, a quick glance over, they go, oh yeah, look, I heard that those kids they hate Jewish people, even though guess who, all the Jewish kids at the protest, they're doing Seder tonight.
Oh, he's on
not Sam Cedar. He's fucking idiot.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Okay, that was chat. You're calling chat fucking idiots.
Oh my god, chat! I would never say that.
Yeah,
to you,
you
chat.
just did that.
Chat, I would never say
They're
that.
mad at you. You need to do "Are you mad at me?" post about them immediately. Okay.
Oh shit! I'm sorry, chat. I'm sorry, chat. Forgive me.
Here's Shai going on his media tear. Okay, the real victim here are not the tens of thousands of Palestinian children that have been fucking mercilessly slaughtered by the apartheid regime that he so viciously and vociferously defends. It's actually Shai Davide. That's right. Why is he a victim? Because why has the National Guard simply not killed every fucking student that thinks Palestinians are humans? How come? Those are not very strong. They might blow up on you. Like,
oh really?
Yeah,
these are cool.
Yeah, I've been gripping so fucking hard on this thing throughout my entire goddamn coverage, white knuckling through it.
This is an important topic. This is not just about Columbia. This is every U.S. college. They have said that they are going to bring down Columbia first, and then as a domino effect, we'll have all other universities. But I want to make clear one thing before I talk about my own actions. What we're seeing now at Columbia, and I don't use this word lightly, we're not seeing ideological war. We're not seeing support for terrorism. We are seeing terrorism. Last night.
Oh shit, bro. Didn't realize that's terrorism.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, we should have listened to the Black Eyed Peas.
I do legitimately think that like this unironically negatively polarized people into taking like a pro Hamas position or a pro terrorism position. Maybe I'm wrong, but like you look at all these polls, right? Whenever, and I don't mean Polish people, you look at all these polls that are being conducted in this like incredibly unhinged fashion since October 7, where the poll has only two choices that you can vote on. And it's like, do you agree with Hamas or do you agree with Israel? And you have all these people going, okay, well, I guess there's no option for like, I care about the Palestinian population. So I'm just going to fucking click on the Hamas one. And in the early stages, that caused a lot of chaos. And it was great media coverage for all these fucking monsters to be like, see, the kids love Hamas. And now, 7 months in, what they failed to recognize is that like, yeah, defending against a genocide is the morally righteous thing to fucking do. Okay? Like you have personally, when you do that over and over again, people are going to be like, yeah, okay, lesser evil voting, baby. I'm a lesser evil voter. Okay? I'm a lesser evil voter. That's why I love the Democratic Party. Hamas, objectively less child murder than Israel. That's it. Objectively less civilian infrastructure destroyed. Objectively less child murder. Objectively less kidnappings, even if you want to talk about that as well. The Israeli occupying forces like kidnapping Palestinians in the West Bank and even in Israel proper as well, like Palestinians that are supposed to be documented workers that were allowed into Israel. No mass graves, no forced starvation. You can't really go against this. It's just like it is the liberal harm reduction position. That's it.
Night, we had at Columbia a protester, one of the protesters in the student mob, holding a sign calling the El Qassam Brigade, the Hamas military wing, to kill Jewish students with a arrow pointing at the Jewish students that were standing there. Right?
I've not seen this one.
I saw it.
Oh, you did?
I think, yeah. I mean, look, the provocateurs that exist, that's real. We've seen it happen numerous times where outsiders come in. This happened a couple months ago. There was a campus where they had like "I love Hamas" or something like stickers. And
oh yeah, that was fake though. That was like
paid for.
It was paid for by fucking
the
Zionists.
Yes. So that does happen. It is documented, but you know, whether we don't know for sure, like I can say that, but at the same time, we just spoke to these students who are at the, you know, some of the people organizing this at the head of this thing. It's so clear to anybody who's paying any remote attention what people's intentions are. The fact that Jewish anti-Zionists are involved. They don't care.
Stop.
They don't care about that. What the fuck was
that's Chatter's being unhinged saying that well, they're not unhinged when they say Shai Davide is a Nazi because he is a fucking fascist objectively.
Well, he just wants the National Guard to come onto campus. It's not that big of a deal.
Yeah. It's not. He's not. Yeah, he just wants to kill students.
No, that's wrong. He wants the National Guard to kill students.
Yeah,
There's
sorry.
a pretty big difference there. So
you're right. He wants
yourself.
the National Guard to kill students. Sorry, I fucked up. I'm sorry.
Seeing Hamas on campus, and this makes President Minu Shafiq a Hamas supporter. Every minute that she does not
Hamas. Charlottesville was actually a neo-Nazi rally in Columbia. A bunch of students asking their school to stop funding the bombing of children. Hope this helps. Oh, E. Fartlow had a take. Let's go.
Oh my God.
E. Fartlow say Charlottesville is child's play in comparison to what's going on at Columbia campus.
Is she Scottish?
Yes, she is. Have you never heard what she sounds like? Because she sounds exactly like my impersonation of her.
No.
E. Fatlaw, I've sharted. Look what you have done to me. I've sharted my fucking pants. You have done it again.
That's pretty good. It's not so bad.
Yeah. That is how she
That's
sounds
how
like.
all Scottish people sound to me.
Yeah. Well, Eve definitely. Eve Shatlow. Making fun of her Scottish accent is anti-Semitic. Yeah, exactly. Of course. Yeah, Ryan Grimm had a banger one too. He said, Shy all of a sudden has a problem with checkpoints that admit some people and not others. That's a good one.
Wow, Kaya's so loud.
Oh yeah, her snoring. I know. She's that bitch. So I guess Columbia University administration also Hamas. How do you feel about that?
They are Hamas.
The school that you went to
supports Hamas.
That is the administration is just like openly pro Hamas. It seems.
Yeah, they were collaborating with the NYPD that trains with the IDF.
Yeah,
but is also pro Hamas.
Yeah,
exactly. Let in the NYPD because she's not letting them in. That's why you see the NYPD outside and the terrorists inside. We've had the leader of the domestic terrorist organization within our lifetime.
I cannot believe.
No, bro, he literally was like dude, he is so crazy. Dude, he is so perfectly representative of like what he's defending is exactly what Israel does. He's like, yeah, bring in the fucking stormtroopers and let's mop these goddamn pro-Palestinian students up. Like, the fuck do you mean? And sometimes it's not like that. Like, America is pretty dog shit, right? I mean, it's pretty bad. But at least it's like not as aggro as Israel is yet, right?
We don't even have a dollar slice anymore. You can't even get a dollar slice of pizza.
That's pretty fucked up.
It's over.
What is this? Denying Jews in education, attacking places where Jews congregate, using Zionism as a slur, as a rallying cry. Zionism in and of itself is a fascist ideology. Stop associating Zionism with Judaism. Oh my God. I don't know. Look, I'm obviously not Jewish. So like when I say this, it doesn't matter all that much because I am obviously a terrorist who is unconditionally in defense of Islamic fundamentalism and hate Israel because of my rabid anti-Semitic tendencies, because the mind of a Muslim man, the mind of a Musliman is of course the mind of a barbaric savage who only is one note, right? And that is hating Jewish people. But I cannot for the life of me understand at this level, thinking that like offering unconditional support to Israel is anything different than offering unconditional support to ISIS as like a Muslim. You know what I mean? And that never really happened at all, ever. Partially because ISIS's targets were Muslims, predominantly Muslims. They operated in a Muslim area. They engaged in the ethnic cleansing of other Arab ethnicities. But that's what the American government and the American media desperately tried to do. Tie the actions of ISIS to Islam as a whole, to Muslims as a whole. It feels like defending Israel at this stage and tying it back to Judaism is literally like tying ISIS's actions to Islam. And I don't think they see it that way at all.
I mean, it's part of the project, right? The point is to make Jewish people feel unsafe so that they feel like they need to live in a militarized state and they're not safe anywhere unless they're protected by fascists.
Yeah. Also, average, the classic Zionist defender. After the assault and harassment this weekend on Columbia campus, Andrew Stein and I spoke to Fox this morning about the escalation. Get some good lawyers and sue the fuck out of Columbia. To hell with that. 200 buses full of patriots with baseball bats ought to do it.
200 bussies full of patriots.
I mean, Zionism has a basis in Judaism. No, it doesn't. It does not. It literally does not. Okay? The fucking OG Zionist was a secular Jew. Okay? He thought maybe he could get the Orthodox Jews on board by connecting it to Judaism across the board. But obviously, considering that the other areas that Theodore Herzl was looking into for where they could place Israel as a nation state, it the connection, the spiritual connection that that early Zionists had to Israel was marketing, and it didn't even fucking work.
Can you say 200 bussies full of patriots?
I can't
say it.
200 bussies full of patriots. Relevant Jews are unsafe. Are you fucking kidding me? We have nowhere else to go, says Menachem Learfield. Rabbi Menachem Learfield lives in Denver, Colorado.
No, Colorado can be anti-Semitic though.
Yeah, but not in. But I don't think he's talking about like the actual anti-Semitism.
Yeah, I don't think so. Probably, but
dude,
it's out there. It's out there. It's hard to talk about it, you know?
Yeah.
Right? I mean, obviously, in the context of this stuff, it's very obvious what's happening for anybody that knows. It's bullshit. It's a means to an end. It's to delegitimize these people, the protests, the activists, anybody who supports them. But, you know.
It's so unimaginably frustrating that one of the more, the most prominent organization that's supposed to be tasked with combating anti-Semitism has so openly weaponized false anti-Semitism smears against people who are pro-Palestinian. So like that completely dilutes real existing anti-Semitism that is at the forefront of fascist movements.
Right.
It is unimaginably frustrating that those who want to defend Israel, which is a fascist regime, which is doing fascism, do so by basically offering anti-Semitic fascists a gift by doing this. They can always point to and try to captivate all these dumb fucks who are completely oblivious to what is actually going on and what the real powers that bind us are. And it's not like Jews in a fucking shadowy room, but instead just capitalists and the American State Department operating on the boundaries of defending American interests across the board. But it's such a perfect way to just, you know, that's why earlier I said like this is a gift to anti-Semites, to actual anti-Semitic fascists that you know, you could just consistently pair up valid criticism of Israel with anti-Semitism and dilute the term in and of itself. It's very frustrating. Anyway, you're noticeably absent from this conversation. If you want to pop off, go ahead.
You want me to pop off?
You can pop off any way you want, King. Yeah. Israel's official account, by the way, going, A, terrorism is an ideology. B, they are openly supporting terror. C, they are terrorists.
All of the above. I would ace an Israel like quiz or test that the government made about who is a terrorist. I would kill that shit.
Zionism is based in ethno-nationalism, racism, Islamophobia, and militarism. Yeah. There are radical Jews who are working with evangelicals to break Al-Aqsa with that Israeli government-sanctioned red heifer sacrifice, though Judaism is complex and has many branches of belief. Yeah, do you want to know why I think that shit is like such a phenomenal edge case? Because Israel itself is not a very religious country. Okay? It's not. Like, do you think Israel is like, do you think Jews in Israel are very religious?
No, not beyond the Orthodox.
They look at, and there are multitudes within Orthodoxy as well. There are multitudes within the Orthodox understanding of Judaism as well, by the way, because there are plenty of anti-Zionist Orthodox Jews who do think that Israel is unconscionable. And sometimes it is because they care about the Palestinian plight and the humanity of the Palestinians. And other times it's because they think the Messiah hasn't come back yet. And therefore, Jews have to be nationless until the Messiah comes back, and then Israel will develop on its own.
Damn, this guy's good.